as you've been around real estate investors for years now, maybe you can tell us about some of the most profitable strategies you've seen investors utilizing.
Well, how about I do one better and tell you rather than what I've seen them do, but rather what I've researched are the best.
Nice.
So, and I have a whole presentation on this actually, because so real estate in general is, yeah, it typically is stable during these kinds of turbulent times. However, I've done a further study on multifamily in particular. And I don't know of any, and I know that that's your sweet spot. So, but multifamily typically has the least impact on their rents and their values during turbulent times. So, I guess it's economies of scale. It's having a number of apartments, a number of units under one roof, or a larger risk mitigating factor. So if one thing goes, the same old stories of, a single family, of course, if one person doesn't pay rent, that's 100%. Yes. So by having a larger building, and I've primarily had multifamily for years, and and again, during all of this, there was huge shift, even for institutional investors. And I had the fortune of being in the room with a number of very significant players in the game early on in the early days of the March 2020, so when the pandemic restrictions were imposed. And the initial conversations that they had, these are big players in terms of industrial, commercial, office space, and every single one of them said, I wish I had more multifamily. Our portfolio has been performing not underperforming, pardon me. It just didn't have enough multifamily in order to sort of mitigate their risks. And they all said that they were going on a buying spree for the long term. So, success leaves clues, and you folks are doing the same. So multifamily is definitely the number one strategy. However, I would say, and I would suggest that all real estate it's good. And yes, there's going to be ebbs and flows. I knew that, for example, I think it was so a little bit further along when the restrictions and people were moving out of the downtown cores and whatnot. I think it was sort of December 2020. And I knew that condos downtown were going to go through a little bit of maybe not a shock, but a softening in their prices. And my forecast was 18 months from now, the following year to winter, you buy before then, because Millennials, I call them actually, so young millennials and older Gen Zs, they're more of a purchasing demographic, so I call them Millennials. Okay. They're going to see all these condos downtown on sale. Yeah. And whoosh, and sure enough, the condos came back. So, and they will continue to do so as, restrictions are lifted and things like that. But so, whether you're into condos or you're into single family or you're into multifamily or somewhere in between, or even vacation homes, there's a huge opportunity to just be in the market. And there's other reasons and factors for that. And, inflation is one, but I look at about 80 factors when I look at a market, and I look at 25 indicators when I look at a real estate cycle.